Ahoy there, me Tiglets! This is Mr. Tiggles coming at you through those glorious interwebs. So I know a lot of you guys on my channel have your own YouTube channels, and you might have an Elgato. Today's video is to show you how to set up your Elgato Chat Link with your PS4 to get game audio and party chat. If you have a PS4 and an Elgato Game Capture, you will need a Chat Link cable if you want to use headsets on your PS4. There's not really a way around that, and that's just the way that the PS4 sends audio. Basically, once you connect headsets to it, all of the audio is output to those set of headsets. So then your Elgato can't see it. Basically, if you have an Xbox One, you don't need the Chat Link cable unless you want to get public chat. Otherwise, you can just change it to where you can send audio to both headsets and the speakers of your TV so that your Elgato can still capture through HDMI. PS4 doesn't have that yet. Hopefully they'll update because it would make things a lot easier. But for now, you need a Chat Link cable, which kind of looks like the thing I have here in my hand, which, well, it does look like because it's a Chat Link cable. Basically, it's going to have an end for your controller, an end for your headset, and an end that goes into the Elgato device itself. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to connect all that stuff together. Also, before we get down to business, if you have an Xbox One, I'm not going to leave you hanging. I'll include a link in the description below for you on how to set up the Xbox One. You don't need a Chat Link cable. I don't have one, so I can't show you, but I will leave it there just because I don't want you guys to be left out. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk to you a little bit about before we get started is headsets and which ones will work. Basically, if it can connect via a 3.5, 4-pole 3.5 connection, it should work. USB headsets won't work unless they have, a lot of them have a mobile port similar to actually the ones I'm going to use. They're the Sony Wireless Gold Editions. They're a wireless USB headset, but they do have down here a mobile port, a 3.5 mobile port, and these will work. So basically, you'll need that, and you'll need a cable. This came with the headset itself, I believe. I think this one came with my Sony Gold headsets. And basically, if you look at the end of the connection there, it's got 3 little black lines. See if I can get it to focus. Come on, C920. There we are. 3 little black lines. That is going to let you know that that's the correct kind of cable. If it's got 2, then you may be missing some kinds of audio. Okay, so connections. Basically, this is going to be your Chat Link cable. The one that's in the middle, in between the longer end and the little short end here, is going to go into your PS4 controller. So we got our controller here, and it's just going to connect, obviously, right into the bottom. Your headsets, this is the 3.5 from our headsets, will connect into the short female end here. So you just connect that little cable there. Want to make sure it snaps really well. And then we're going to connect the other end of that 3.5 cable, obviously, to our headsets. Don't mind me, just juggling. Alright, so that goes into the headsets. So now we've got the short end into the controller, into the headset, and then the long end is going to go into our Elgato. So we're going to set that down. And we've got the long end of the cable here. So this is the really long end. And it's going to connect, if you have the HD60, it connects into the aux port straight on the HD60. If you have an HD, you'll actually need an RCA adapter. So it's just going to be a little red and white cable that connects into the component cable, which comes with the original HD. And then the other end is going to be a female 3.5 port, which you will connect your Chat Link cable into. Also guys, before I forget, if you have the HD60 Pro, then the long end of the Elgato Chat Link cable will actually plug to a line in on your computer. So it's not going to connect into the Elgato itself, but a line in on your computer. The HD60S actually has the same aux port as the HD60, so you don't have to worry about anything special with those two. So the HD adapter, HD60 Pro, line in on the computer. Alright guys, so now we've go ahead and we're going to look at our Elgato software, because there's going to be a setting that we want to change there. So basically what you're going to want to do is on the right hand side of your software, in the device section where it shows which device you have, you're going to have a little gear icon there. We want to go ahead and click on that gear icon to bring up the device settings menu, and we're going to actually go to the capture tab, which it should default to. In my case, I've messed around in my menu, so it's not on the default, but it should default to capture. And we just want to make sure that this audio input here, the third option down, is set to analog audio. That means your Elgato is going to try and capture from that analog port and not from the HDMI port, because we want that audio to go straight into that aux port. Also, just a little note, If you're actually on a Mac, it's going to be in the same menu, but there's going to be a little checkbox up here where this more info button is. It'll be a little checkbox there that says with analog audio. So if you're on a Mac, just make sure that that is checked. Alright guys, so the last thing I want to go ahead and show you is how to configure the settings in your PS4. You may not need to do this, and after you get things set up, your Elgato Chat Link might work at the point before this step. But if it's not, then you probably want to go through your settings on your PlayStation. I'm already in there, so I'm going to go ahead and back out so I can show you guys. It's going to be in your settings menu, in devices, it's going to be in audio devices, and the first thing we're going to check, like mine did, is it defaults to the USB headset that's connected. I actually have a different set of headsets connected to my PS4 right now. That's why it's showing the Earforce Stealth 400s. So we're just going to go ahead and select our output device, and we're going to change that to headset connected to controller. This basically ensures that all of the audio from your PlayStation is going through that little port on your controller into your headset, which is where your Elgato is going to capture it. Also, down here where it says output to headphones, you want to make sure this is on all audio. That way all of the audio is sent to the headset and not just chat audio. So if you've realized that you've started recording and you only hear party chat, that's most likely because this setting is set to chat audio and not to all audio. Anyways guys, that's all I've got here for you today. Make sure if I was able to help you out, that on your way down there to leave me a comment and let me know that you hit that like button, hit that big ass red subscribe button, and become a true Tiglet. I'd be glad to have you guys as one of the team. Anyways guys, that's all I got for you today. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Hope I was able to help you out, and ta-ta for now.